and my neighbor's staring at me. 3, 2, and 1. I'm going to show you in today's video for photographers and directors and videographers how to trick your clients to make more money, how to make them go silent so you can make more money, and also how to get rid of their pain. 12 really key things that even if you adopt one or two of them, let me know in the comments which ones will be your favorite that you're going to implement. But even if you take one or two of them, you're going to notice a substantial increase in your pay. Number one is people are accustomed to 3. When we buy an app, sometimes there's 3 price points. When we shop for any kind of a program, anything online, 3. You have like the silver, gold, platinum, all these cutesy little names. If you are accustomed to 3, why are you going to fight that uphill battle and try to educate them a whole different way? So don't give them one price point. 1 just means take it or leave. Don't give them 2 because they're like, it's either this or this. It feels like you're being a tiny bit cheap on your pricing options. And then of course, don't give them 4 because that becomes confusing for them. 3 is a magical number. If you watch my step pricing course that's linked down below, I walk you through not just how to do the 3 price point structure, people will call it different names, but also the psychology behind it and how to raise your prices from there and how to even know where to start. 3 price points for your website. If you're a commercial photographer, I would say omit this, or videographer. I'm talking more to the personal, the family life, the weddings, etc. Let's go to point number 2. Do not corner people. So when you give them, it kind of relates to point number 1, when you give them an ultimatum, so it's like, this is my price point, take it or leave it, they don't like that at all. So you want to make sure that they always feel like they have a back door, a side window, something like that. So when I price something for a client, I never say this is going to cost you $18,000. That's it. And they're like, okay, so do I have room for wiggle or anything? And you're like, nope. That is it. And so that makes them feel like, even though they may not voice that to you, that makes them feel like, oh, okay, well, that's all he's saying that I have. Okay, then that's all that I got. So you want to make sure that you always think about it. You're like, do they have a price point here? For example, if I was to say you have price point 1, then 2, then 3, I could say, hey, I have a silver, gold, and a platinum package, and go ahead and let me know which one fits for you, if any of them. If none of them really fits, then give me a call and I'll see if we can maybe do a hybrid of 1 or 2 of them, or just do something entirely custom for you. Point number 3, it is, don't stop watching when I say this. It's not about you. It'll never ever be about you. So too many photographers, too many videographers are like, I did this and I. It ain't about you. It's not about me either. It is about them and how you're going to make them a hero. If you can make them a hero in what they're doing, you will get guaranteed clients over and over and over and over. I'll give you an example. So let's just say you are doing wedding photography, and the groom comes up to you and he's getting married to a beautiful girl. Or not beautiful, ugly people get married too. So the groom calls you up and says, hey, so my fiance says I gotta find the DJ, the videographer, and the photographer. And you're like, cool, your photo or video. And you have to make him, your job isn't to just provide beautiful photos. That's already, that's understood and that's down the line. Your job is to make sure that you help him look like a hero. Whoever is going to be in charge of hiring you has to look like a hero. By doing an amazing job, you make sure that she feels comfortable, that he feels comfortable. You make sure that you do the beautiful 3 points pricing, everything else I tell you. You do a beautiful presentation. You do everything that I teach you in my step pricing course. And the bride, we all know, makes that final decision, says, I kind of like your name, insert your name there, okay? I kind of like this person. Let's get them for video. Let's get them for photo. When you do that, you have already made the groom look like a hero because she loves his choice. She loves how he vetted the different photographers and the videographers, etc. And then you're obviously going to do an amazing job with your work. So then you're going to do great. So then suddenly, whenever people say how beautiful the video is, how beautiful the photographs are, people are going to, or not people, the wife now is going to say, oh, you know what? My groom here found him. My husband, my man. Make them look like a hero. That is your first priority. And then doing a phenomenal job is already a part of the game. Point number 4 is you want to add value to every single thing. And you almost want to, not almost, you want to entirely remind them about your value and what you bring to the table. Sometimes you bring the whole damn table. I know it's cliche to say that, But what I mean by that is like, what if somebody says, I want to get married in Laguna Beach, California, down in Orange County, and that's a beautiful place. And they say, you know what, but we're actually thinking about doing an engagement shoot there also to give that Laguna Beach vibe. We were always a beach family. This, without interrupting them, is a really great time to say, you know what? Not only do I love Laguna Beach, I grew up there, even if you didn't, okay? It's a few drives down there. I know the best hidden spots. I know the best places, like how it's all different kinds of coves and everything, as you see in this drone shot. You get to see where the best light is for what time of year, on which little cliff. This is adding value where when they're looking at another videographer, if they're looking at another photographer and they're like, okay, they were both great, they were both nice, but one of them just knew and had input and had opinions, and that's what we want. And in an AI world, your opinion matters because your opinion is who you are, what you stand for. So what you say matters, and it contains humanity. Number 5, be a little diva. My friend Eric Thompson, who I haven't talked to in a while for no reason other than I just haven't talked to him in a while. Eric Thompson told me, he goes, you know, Waleed, if you want to direct, if you want to do photos, you got to be a bit of a diva, and people expect that and people enjoy that. So I thought about that, and we obviously stayed in touch over the years, like as I was growing my photography business. And he was like, you're too nice. So somebody's like, dude, you just shot the cover of Usher's album. And I'm like, yeah, you know, like, gosh, shut up. Nobody wants that. And so he's saying they want cocky. They want someone that is arrogant. They're like, damn right I did it. And nobody even came close to me. Like, they only considered me. They want that trophy piece to be able to show off and be like, this guy, this girl also shot so-and-so, also got published here. And they want to be able to show off about hiring you. Give them that fantasy. So if you're a photographer, if you're a director, a filmmaker of any sort, they expect you to be like big and grand and sometimes dramatic. And that never means be rude, but understand that that dramatic, creative, that actually comes out with genius things can charge more. All right, let's go to the next one. One of the things I talk about in my step pricing course is alleviating their pain. And not that your pricing in any way is painful, especially if you learn how to do it and I teach you in that class, but also because you want to make sure that you are taking away your pain. But I spoke about this in the beginning of this video. Take away their pain. And what I mean by that is when they give a deposit, you always want to make sure that they give you 50% down. The first part is alleviating your pain. And that means if they cancel on you, then you've walked away with 50% non-refundable deposit most of the time. Sometimes things happen, life happens, and you just move that over to a different date and let them reschedule. The reason why I break it down this way is that, so we do 50% down. Half of that has been paid. Let's just go by easy dates. They pay you January 2nd, the day after New Year's, for a photo shoot in March. They give you 50% down of $2,000. They give you $1,000 down. Then, right before you pick up your camera, so that could be a week before the shoot, it could be a month before the shoot, you go and you ask for another 25%. All of this will be in the contract, and I show you again how in the step pricing course. Now they have paid 75% of this photo shoot or video shoot down. That pain that I talk about, the pain is gone because of the fact that 75% of the budget has been paid off, and life happens, and weeks have gone on by or days have gone on by, and that, oh my God, we got to pay $2,000 is no longer a talking point for them. Now all they have is 25%. Remember, they paid $1,000, then they paid you $500 for 25% more, and 25% is remaining, so that's $500 more. At this point is where you can say, hey, would you like additional hours? Would you like a bigger package? Would you like additional prints? Would you like anything? Because when you do this, remember, the pain or the heaviness of that 75% is gone. Pricing is psychology, and it's not about manipulating them in a sense that, oh, you got one over them. No. It's about making sure that they are comfortable in addressing their pain points. If the pain point is we have to pay so much money up front, then your deposit should reflect something that is more comfortable for them. You want to divide it up in the way that I told you, and then and I would say 40 or 50% of the cases that I have done that every single time anyways, they always upgrade it. I'm like, hey, would you like a BTS package? Yeah, how much is that? Because they only have 25% left. Hey, would you like a fashion film? Would you like etc., etc., etc.? And they're totally game to do it. Let's go to the next one. Okay, so if they're gatekeeping you of the budgets that you deserve, then you need to gatekeep them of your talent. Really simple, you match their energy. So a long time ago, a certain pop artist that if I say the name, y'all will know who it was. So I wanted to charge this much. I have always charged their friends this much. They hired me a couple times before. I charged them about this much. And then all of a sudden, the manager, associate manager calls and is like, hey, could you do something for us? And we only have this much. Well, I said, that's not really my rate. Like in the past, we've paid this much. And the manager says, well, that's what we have. Take it or leave it. The manager was very rude, and the manager knew, and it was like kind of like a negotiating tactic. I'm gonna be rude and try to intimidate this new guy, not intimidate him. So instead, all I did is like, okay, I wasn't going to ghost him, and you can choose. So I say choose silence, and that's the tip for this number. Choose silence. But in my case, I couldn't because I had other clients tied to this. But what I decided to do, and I can't believe I did this, I decided to go to losangeles.craigslist.org, and I went on Craigslist. And if you know what that is, and I went and I found videographers. At this time, I think I was doing video more. And I looked at videographers, and there were people like doing quinceaneras, and people were doing like the worst kind of videos you can imagine, and they were charging 200, 300 bucks. I'm not charging that much. I'm not gonna even pick up my camera for that much money just because I'm worth more. That's the truth of it. I decided to just reply back with 3 links. All links came from Craigslist. Nothing in the email, not even a thanks, Waleed, or hello, or anything like that. And I just left them there. And for that job, I didn't get obviously I didn't get the job because I matched their energy, and I was like, you can go on Craigslist. That's the kind of caliber of work you want. That's the budget you got. So here you go. Let me help you find 3 for you. Always want to be helpful. I guess the person that they hired was probably not from that list, but they were like, oh, okay, like this one is not afraid to leave us. On the next job or a few after that, they called me back, and I started to work with them a few more times. You have to learn to walk away. That's the case in the dating world. That's the case in friends that disrespect you. That's the case in anything. If someone doesn't understand your value, it's okay. We're not going to beg anyone to accept us. We're just gonna like walk on by. Let's go to the next one. Remember in the beginning when I said we're going to make their lives easier, and we're going to make sure that I said you're going to make their life easier, we're going to make them be quiet, etc. This is going to help them quiet down a little bit in a very, very positive way, but you're going to take things off of their brain, things that they have to think about. Now, imagine a real estate agent in like Los Angeles, and all behind me are all these condos and apartments they got to sell or rent out. And what happens is that you often get a call from a real estate agent, but every single time they call you, they have to call you after they've called the escrow person and the escrow people and the inspections people and etc., etc., etc. Then they're like, okay, now I got to photograph this place and I got to put it up on the website. And so they're like, shoot, I haven't called that photographer. I haven't called that videographer. Damn it, I'll just take pictures with my iPhone. And you don't want that. You want them to be able to pick up their phone and they know that they have credit with you. Kind of like if you go home and you turn on your TV and you have Netflix, you know that you can watch a movie if it's available on Netflix. You don't have to negotiate extra with Netflix. It's there. It's a subscription program. And I highly encourage you to have a subscription program, especially for any kind of commercial work. So now let's go back to this real estate world. The real estate agent's like, cool, I'm going to call your name. So they're going to call you and they're going to say, hey, I still have credit for this month, right? Yeah, of course you do. Okay, cool. So I have a new house. It is a 3-bedroom suite in downtown Los Angeles, beautiful skyline. I'm going to text you the address. Can you show up tomorrow? The doorman will be expecting you. Perfect. Oh, you can't do tomorrow? Okay, how about this? What time this week? What other day? You tell them and it works out. So let's just say for easy math, you were charging $1,000. If it's a subscription program, you want to give them a little bit of a benefit. So you charge them $900. It's not a huge discount for them, but it saves them money over the span of a year. How many times they're going to hire you? You're going to lose $100 from your 1,000, but you're going to get 12 bookings. Every month, you can rely on $900. It's not going to change the world, but if you get 5 of those, now you've got, I don't know, do the math, somebody. It's on my, right here. It's right there above me. And maybe they're like, hey, this is a 2-bedroom. The next one is a 4-bedroom. And you're like, shoot, I would have charged more if whatever. But the subscription program is a comfort. It's a comfort for you. It's a comfort for the client. And once they get used to you, so try to get like Netflix for 3 months, 6 months. And then you're like, oh, at the end of the 6 months or 12 months, I'm done watching movies. It's kind of hard to go back to just nothing. So you're going to keep it. And you're like, it's a tax deduction, at least the photography for like real estate agents, etc. Okay. Once you get them hooked and you get them hooked on just calling you real fast or texting you and you're available for them and the price has been predetermined, you're good. You're very, very good. Let's go to the next one. The next one, size matters. And I know you're like, oh, is this a tongue-in-cheek thing? Size does matter. And in this case, you want to make sure that we look at the visuals. If you look at one price right here, and then you look at the next price right here, 525 is a lot more appealing to look at versus 499, even though this one is $26 less. Why is that? Because the 9 is a big fat number. 5, 2, 5, it's like at most it's a middle of the way, and then the nines are heavy. So when you look at pricing, a lot of people will say, oh, it's $999. You sure about that? Because 999 is a lot of big numbers stacked back to back to back. I would rather you go 995, lose $5, or go up $1 and say $1,000. People are not dumb. People know what we're doing with the whole 999 or 99 cents, 98 cents. Instead, play with the round numbers. Those make a big difference. Look at your pricing and see how that does it. Forever 21, if they're still around, they used to say, look at me pretending I don't shop there. Forever 21, if that pricing is still around, I think it was .90. They added a 0, not the 9. It's about here, psychology of pricing. Okay. You're going to take back your power. That's the next one. So if somebody, I almost revealed that celebrity's name, but I didn't. But if somebody comes to you and says, hey, I only have this much money, and you don't want to work there as in that neighborhood, then what you want to do is you want to, and you know it's not going to go well. Like, you know there's no negotiating here. You know that you have no chance of saving this. What you're going to do is, I'm going to adjust the light after this one, so if you guys see a big change, that's why. But what you're going to do is eject first before they shoot you out. They're not expecting that. It's a power game here. They're not expecting you to say, I'm going to go. I'm sorry, this isn't working out. A lot of times, clients are like, oh, I don't want to use you. And they're using it as a power thing. Or they'll say, oh, we might go somewhere else. And you're like, bye. So if somebody is going to be very disrespectful with me in my pricing, and I feel like there is no chance of negotiating, there's no chance of saving this, then what I do is I say, how about I offer you a few options for people that would be a lot cheaper? I think they're going to be really good. What you're doing is kind of taking away their power. Their power is, I'm going to fire you. Their power is, I'm not going to use you. So if you were to say, hey, how about I find you somebody? All of a sudden they're like, wait, what? Like if you know someone wants to break up with you, all of a sudden you're very interested in that relationship and you're going to try to make it work. Don't lie and say you haven't been there. Let's go to the next one. The next one, be a friend. And I'm learning that a lot of people don't know how to be a friend. And I don't mean that. No, I mean that exactly as it sounds. If it means shady, if it's supposed to be shady, then it's shady. A lot of people don't know how to be friends, especially in this world, like in the super digital world. We don't know how to just call somebody. We don't know how to check in on somebody. And so when you are a friend, when you're a decent person, my God, it's like 10 times more powerful than you would imagine. So if you are with a client, it is a client that does headshots or real estate or weddings or family photos, be a friend. Find out when their birthday is and ask that in your conversations. Find out when anything is important to them, an anniversary, when they open their shop, etc. Find out for that, and then you want to send them a card, you want to give them a text, you want to give them a call, you want to check in on people. Here's a little hack. Yes, I talk about this in my step pricing course. But the hack of this is that a lot of people like to overwhelm somebody at Christmas, for example. Merry Christmas. Really, that's like not the smartest thing, because number one, it's kind of, I think, so funny because I'm not even Christian. I don't celebrate Christmas, but I think it devalues Christmas. It's supposed to be about a whole other thing. And so we commercialize it. So in Christmas, don't use that as like a tactic to try to gain more business. And besides, your stuff is going to go down to the pile and they're not going to even pay attention to it. But if you randomly pick January 14th, and you send a message like, hey, I haven't seen you guys in forever, and I know that the first time we met was at the Coffee Bean, and I was just driving by there, and so I just bought you guys a $20 gift card to Coffee Bean because I wanted to just see how you guys are. And you put that in a little card in the mail, and then you print a 4x6 and like, by the way, these are one of my favorite photos. Just for old time's sakes, enjoy coffee on me. I hope you guys are well. I can almost bet my bottom dollar you're going to get booked again by that client. And it's like, it's cool because they get to check in, or you get to check in with them. You get to check in with them in a very intelligent way. That's not like Christmas. That's not one of the holidays where people go crazy on it. random May 14th, random March 17th, 14th. You want to make sure that you check in with people and you be a friend and you check in on them. And if you follow them on social and you find that somebody is not doing well, someone got sick, somebody, I don't know, lost a job, send a little message. Every time I do that for somebody, people are like, wow, it's not that hard being a friend. Check in on humans, and it's good for your soul, good for your personal life, good for your business, good for their soul, good for their life. It's just good in general. It's a lonely world sometimes. Let's check in on each other. Let's go to the next one. I might even give you a little bit of a different view. You've heard me talk about my step pricing course many times in this video, and because it's a pricing video and because the course is generally going to change your life and your business and all that. Before I tell you what the difference between my free stuff is on YouTube and my paid course, give Carol 7 seconds every time to show her what she had to say about it.
I just put together a few days ago this booklet, if you will. I had to submit a proposal, a rate package and proposal. It's going to be a big job. So whoever was going to get the PDF rate package was also going to have everything all in one fell swoop, to also include sample images to show some of my work, which really made the difference. And all of that to say because of you and the class I took. So thank you, thank you, thank you.
And that's what it's done for Carol Welling. Okay, so here's the difference. When you get my free content, and my free content on this YouTube channel will absolutely help you have a very successful business. I don't ever want to tell you like, oh, you got to pay to get that other stuff. You do get a lot of bonus things from the course, but with what I share on this YouTube channel, you can still do very well. The difference between the free content on YouTube is that you're getting a little here, then a little here. Then I jump over here a little bit, and then I come back here, and I give you a whole bunch of this, and then a little bit right here, a little bit right there, and you got to construct all of these together, and you got to make it make sense. And I don't know how long that takes, but if the information helps you, I make it so that you can do better. The course, my step pricing course, Secret to Easy Photography Pricing, is like, oh, you're here? You want to go here? I got you. And so you're just going to make that fastest little line, and you're going to make money sooner and more. And so when you think about how that's going to add over the years, it's well worth it. And your first client is going to more than pay for this course. Now, the last one that I want to tell you on this pricing tip is whether you do video or you do photo, you want to just not try to sell both all at once. Imagine going to a restaurant and they're like, hey, we have Chinese food, but also if you're looking for some Italian desserts, we got some of that too. It's like, wait, what? If you pitch them the idea of you jumping on and helping them with video or with photo, what happens is once they've subscribed to you, what you stand for, how you operate your business, then what will happen is that once they subscribe, once they pay, subscribe meaning they agree that they're going to hire you, then what's going to happen is that they're going to trust you and they're going to start working with you. So when you bring a different product on board, they're going to more than likely say yes. But if you were to do that at the exact same time, they're going to think you're a con man, charlatan, and you're going to be denied. I'd like for you to enter into that room, to show them who you are, the great work that you can do. Then you show them, if you're a photo, then you're like, hey, I can also do video. If you started with video, then you're like, hey, I can also do some photos. They love you, they trust you, they're going to hire you. Before you click away, I want to let you know that I take a lot of pride in making sure that if you watch my channel, you watch my video, and hopefully I help you grow and make more money, that if you ever leave a comment for me, I read it and I acknowledge it. So if you have questions, you got anything that you want to say about this, put it in the comments. I will respond to every single one of them for as long as I possibly can. This video is going to help you out a lot on pricing. This video here is going to help you out on motivation. And then here is where the subscribe button is. Thanks so much. My name is Walid Azami. My work is right here.